Hi, I'm Madeline Joan. Thank you so much for tuning in for your Written in the Stars tarot reading for June 2017. Yay! Happy summer! And not just happy summer, something exceptionally awesome is also happening this month. After 4 months of being in retrograde, the planet of good luck, fortune, and abundance and growth, Jupiter, is going direct on June 9th. Yay! This is absolutely a jazz hands moment, so if you're making fun of me, then you have not learned Jupiter's lesson. Have a little fun, all right? So while he was retrograde, Jupiter was kind of putting the brakes on, and because he's the planet of momentum and growth and things kind of like expanding exponentially, when he goes retrograde, it's because we might be putting the cart before the horse, or we might be tempted to run ahead of ourselves on a project or in a romance or in whatever way we may be thinking so big that it becomes like out of our depth. So Jupiter in retrograde gave us this chance to kind of like back up, like make sure we have everything right, make sure we're not like getting too big for our britches, to a point where things are going to become unwieldy. But now that he's going direct, it's like, yes, this is the big time. Like, that's a phrase that like Jupiter loves. Things are about to get bigger, your luck is about to increase, and that goes for everybody. And depending on what house he's in, he'll definitely be giving you an extra boost of luck. And if you want to know more about that, you can check out my blog, writteninthestars.co, to check out your personal horoscope. But you're here for a tarot reading, right? So I will stop what I'm doing and say my line, which is, without further ado, on to your reading. Hey, Cancer, and happy birthday to you, June Cancers, early birthday. I hope that the month is shaping up beautifully for you already. Can't wait to see how it's going to go for my moony friends. Wow, Spirit's like, me too, let's get to it. Oh, how perfect. There you are, Cancer. Let's see, Cancer in June was Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do they most need to know for their highest good in June 2017? In June. Your, astrologically speaking, your birthday and the time right around your birthday, within about 2 weeks or so, is called your solar return. Wow, look at these powerful cards as we talk about this. And when your solar return comes around, you are filled with energy. Like, that is a potent time to say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to take action, because the sun is all about, wow, the sun is all about yang energy. Like, I'm going to go out and do this. Talk about like little sun right here. So I just want you Cancers to keep that in mind, because that is like, if there was a time, your solar return is basically your astrological new year. Like, that is your January 1st. Ring in the new year. What are your resolutions? What do you want to create? Okay. So let's see, just a few more for Cancer in June. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Wow. Well, here we go. Okay. Oh, ooh, bonus card. Cancer! Like, I'm pretty sure this is the second month in a row you get a bonus card, and she is the last one I pulled, so she's going to be your bonus card yet again. That's kind of nutty. That's very significant. That's very interesting. And very suited to you, considering she is the mother of the tarot, the Empress. Powerful energy. Okay, make sure you can see everything here. Okay. All right. Oh, Cancer. Well, as I said, you kick off the reading yourself. Queen of Cups, the queen of the water element. And you can be a male queen or a female king. The gender roles have nothing to do with the royalty, with the court cards. And I feel like, Cancer, as I was saying about your solar return and pursuing things and taking action, you're doing that in June. You are being the Knight of Pentacles, humble, hardworking, like, I made a plan, now I'm taking the steps, and that is going to take you to gorgeous new places. It's kind of ironic because the Knight of Pentacles is a very kind of, you know, you could almost call him boring. You'd be wrong, but you could almost call him boring because he is so linear. Like, step by step by step, I plan my work and I work my plan. Like, he is so diligent and kind of has his head down that one might mistake him for somebody who just can't see a bigger vision, but that's not the case at all. It's actually the case that he knows that if he looks at the top of the mountain that he wants to climb, he might balk and be like, that is way too much, that is too long a journey, that is too high, I'm going to turn around and go home. So instead, the Knight of Pentacles is like, okay, what is the first 10 miles? Plan that out. Okay, let's do it. 10 miles, do, and so on. He evolves and goes by the plan. And the reason I say it's ironic is because it's followed by the Fool, saying that this willingness to follow a plan is what's actually liberating and what is actually setting you free to take this new adventure. And there is Hermit energy here. And you do have this 3 of Swords of severing ties. You have this 5 of Wands of conflict. And I don't feel anything terribly, I don't feel anything scary about that conflict. And the 5 of Wands is really a very minor conflict. It's more like competition. It's more like looking out at the world and what everybody else is doing. So Cancer, Spirit is saying, with that Hermit card, look at your own paper. Don't worry about whoever else is involved in the situation. Like, for example, okay, so Spirit just gave me something very specific, and I want to say, before I say this, these are general readings, Cancer, so I do get a lot of messages, and some will resonate more than others. And my advice to you, when listening to any general reading, is to take the essence of the message. Like, if I'm saying, for example, that you need to watch your own paper, that could mean different things for different people. It could mean literally only look at your own paper, as in don't cheat, don't emulate other people's style, don't, the grass is not always greener. That could apply to a relationship, that could apply to business, that could apply to school. I want you to take the essence of the message and think about what it means for you and what resonates with your intuition. What do these figures and images say to you? Who is the person that leaps to mind when you see yourself having a conflict with somebody that is kind of, there's a boundary there, there's a line that you two just can't see eye to eye about. Okay, so the specific thing that Spirit said that I felt like I needed to give that preface is that keep your eyes on your own paper for some of you means that you've either had a breakup with someone or a separation with somebody. It could even, this could be romantic, but it could even also just be like a friend. Like literally someone unfriended you on Facebook or something like that, and, or, you know, unfollow, whatever, this all crazy stuff we do nowadays. There's a severing, so breakup or friendship, and then there's this maybe desire to go look in on what this person is doing. Oh my God, are they seeing someone else? Whose stuff are they liking? What are they doing? Oh my God, I can't believe that he or she is saying this and that after this and that. That stuff is not going to serve you. That is why Spirit is saying keep your eyes on your own paper. Like, not only is it technically now none of your business because there has been this severing. So for some of you, it might be like, well, you are out of the relationship. Whether you broke up with them or they broke up with you, the end thing, the end point is that it's done. And so to look at that stuff is only going to hurt you. It's like, as much as possible, there just needs to be kind of a wall that goes up in your mind when you start to go there that is like, that's none of my business. Like, I am not benefited whatsoever by looking into what this person that I'm no longer with or no longer into or whatever is doing. Take back your power. Be the hermit. Be willing to look into yourself for why you want to know that stuff. Be willing to look into yourself and see, like Spirit just said, because there are riches therein. Like, there's greater harmony and more joy to be found when you look at what you want and not at what you don't want, and not at what didn't work out. And that doesn't mean ignore what didn't work out, like feel your feelings, but don't go seeking out more information about things that have already ended, things that are dead end and just hurting you. I do feel like there's great news coming in. I feel like there's also a change coming with your money, and it's a very beneficial change. You may even start to be thinking about, some of you, like, I should like invest this or that, or like, wow, I got this influx of extra money. Where should I put it? What should I do with it? How should I invest this? And I do feel like invest it. Like, use it wisely. It would be fun to, you know, blow a few $100s on something luxurious. Or you could pay off a credit card. You know what I mean? Or you could put it away and save it. I feel like be wise with your money and it will pay off. Haha, no pun intended. And I feel like you have people coming in this month. I really feel like, of course, you have the party card because some of you were born in June and your birthday is coming up even if it's not in June. So I feel like, yes, there's, you know, those kind of parties and those kind of like, yay, let's hang out. But I also feel like a very empowering group of people around you. Or a very, like, I mean, and, okay, so these are general readings, Cancer. So again, now I'm going to preface by saying, if any of this is resonating to a point that you want to work one-on-one, my shop is linked below if you want to book a reading. But what Spirit was specifically saying, that is for some of you, this is like an online group or a mastermind kind of thing. Like, oh, I work with this group of people who we're all working for the same goal. Or like a weight loss group, a fitness group. I feel like you're celebrating, and I feel like these people are very healthy for you. There's like the unhealthy people for you, and then there's the people that are here to, like, I don't want to use the word replace them, but to basically fill the void, fill the vacuum that many of you have created by clearing out things and people that really, you know, they weren't working for you, that there was a betrayal there, and there needed to be a healthy separation. Like, I don't just say this to sugarcoat things. Like, the separation that I feel is occurring or has occurred is for your benefit. It's not feeding you. You'll be more empowered, really, if you decide to be adaptable about it and stop looking over your shoulder. So keep your eyes on your own paper, as Spirit said. Again, they're talking about good things with your money. That Empress card coming in again is like, wow, you are in a prime position to attract just what you want. Just who, just how much, just what. And it's like, relax. Even as I say that, like, I relaxed back into my chair. Spirit just gave me this feeling of like, like recline, like relax into this, like know that like a wave of good stuff is coming. And especially if you've had to cut something or someone out, know that whenever you dam up an energetic channel that like was unhealthy or not working or dried up, you are diverting that energy to another and better channel. And it always comes in some surprising way. Like, it would be cool if, you know, you cut out a bad relationship and what you get is an awesome new relationship. But normally it doesn't work that way. Normally, in my experience, it's more like you lose a bad, or you get rid of a bad relationship and then you get this awesome new job or this awesome new, you know, gift or whatever. It's like your courage will be rewarded. That's what I feel. It's like, put your, you know, head forward, continue on into the future, and trust and relax into the fact that like the void that you have created will be filled with something more beautiful and more suitable and that you will adore. That's the Empress all over. Okay, and I feel for a lot of you, there is somebody around you who is very wise. I feel this person can be trusted. I feel that some of you are going to be like maybe seeking advice. And even Spirit just said for some of you it's like legal advice. And the King of Swords is honorable. He's honest. And God, if you are looking for like a legal representation, you couldn't ask for a stronger bulldog. You know, like this person will fight for you. This person cares about the truth. This person cuts through lies and obfuscations. So for some of you, this could be like a teacher or a mentor or a friend that is really willing to help you and give you lots and lots of good information and insight. Because your cups, your emotions, you are the Queen of Cups in this case. And sometimes you need that, you know, not like, I don't want to say a cold splash in the face, like, but you are a water sign, so maybe that's a good way to say it. But no, you know, that air signs, which is what the swords represent, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and people of the air-ish element, they tend to be very logical. They tend to be in their head where you are in your heart. So sometimes they can see things from a different perspective. and help you gain tremendous perspective. The world is in your reading. The world is in your reading, and I feel like it's so interesting and totally telling that it's next to this Five of Wands. It's like, which one do you want? Do you want to do more of this, or do you want this? And notice that this guy's by himself. He's like, I got my eyes on my own paper like a motherfucker, and I just graduated. Like, and that is what the world is all about. It's like, I've graduated, literally or figuratively. I'm moving on to a new level, and it will be as a result of taking responsibility for yourself, and just yourself in this case, Cancer. Doesn't mean nobody else matters. Just means that when it comes to those things in your life, like these conflicts or these, and even if it's not a conflict and it's just your interactions with your family and somebody rubs you a little wrong in traffic or whatever, it's like, how much better would the world be if we all took responsibility for ourselves and our moods? And instead of, you know, shouting epithets and cuss words at the person in the next car over, we said, hey, you know what, like, I haven't eaten in the last 3 hours, and I had, like, kind of a stressful day, and that person probably did not even see me. You know, I was probably in their blind spot when they cut me off, or whatever it was. And just kind of breathed. That's good for you. That's good for them. That's good for the other people you're driving next to, so that you're not making rash decisions. Like, I'm not meaning to center this all around cars. This is a long, drawn-out metaphor. But meaning, if we could all just take a little bit more responsibility for where we are and how we feel, that's very empowering. It's very empowering. It's like, this person can't control my emotions. This person can't control how I feel and what I do, and I'm not going to be compelled by this feeling to, like, put myself through something. I'm going to rise above. I'm going to get some perspective. Like, wow, Cancer, you are really... There's a huge... I feel like you're empowering yourself on several levels. It's financial. It's life path. Like, I really feel like so many of you... Because, again, general readings, but I really feel like so many of you are like, it's time for a whole new adventure, a whole new life. That money that's coming in, or that opportunity, that person, it's paving the way for a life change. I feel like it's a good thing, but remember, it's all about you and your role. Focus on you, Cancer, and I feel like you practically can't lose. Okay, so now let's look at your fiercely focused spread. Let us see what kind of action steps that you can take this month for your benefit. And we'll start with the theme. If you haven't been here before, we as if there's like a dozen of us around the table right now. I pull a card, first of all, that is a theme for your month, what you most need to know or do or embody for your highest good, and then pull a card of each element to look at what your career most needs or would most benefit from, what's going on for you in the mental realm, what you're feeling, what's going on, wow, with your relationships. This guy flips right out. Here's your theme. And finally, what is activating you and energizing you. So we're going to pull a few cards and get kind of an all-around view of what's up. So the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is hanging by his foot, not by his neck. So first of all, no worries on that end. And notice the halo around his head. I know you're probably noticing his kicky red leggings, which have totally come back into style. But really, I want you to notice he's being enlightened. Even though he is strung up, even though that's an extremely vulnerable, scary even position to be in, he looks completely relaxed. His posture is relaxed, his hands are behind his back, he's working on something that none of us can see, he's untying knots that none of us can see, and you can bet that he's going to free himself one day from that tree, having learned a lot and having his perspective shifted. This is about the fact that your perspective is shifting this month, and if you feel like you're in suspended animation, if you feel like things have paused or slowed down, Cancer, take it as an opportunity. Again, it's like that whole take responsibility thing. It's like, okay, how can I use this? Rather than bemoaning this situation, what do I do? How do I use this? What do I make of this? I feel like you're going to come up with something. That enlightening halo says something is dawning on you this month. Yeah, I mean, the Hermit and the Hanged Man says do a lot of journaling, do a lot of meditating, prayer, whatever it is. We're doing, getting a tarot reading, getting an astrological reading, or consulting your horoscope and chart and stuff like that. Anything when it comes to self-study and seeing, okay, how did I get here? How did I get strung up from this tree? And approaching it rather than in anger or in depression, instead approaching it from like kind of a problem solving, just like, I just want to understand. Just trying to understand will begin to untie the knot without you taking any other action besides saying, I'm open to understanding how I participated in getting here. Woof! Wow. Spirit just gave me like the most powerful feeling, like that's a life-changing philosophy for you to embrace this month. Okay, so now let's look what's going on in the physical, like the when it comes to your body, when it comes to your career, the earth element, money, property, jobs. What does Cancer most need to know or embody? Wow. For their highest good. Well, that's appropriate. So the Seven of Pentacles is about looking at what all your hard work has created. So the Hanged Man, kind of appropriate. It's like, take a pause, take a breath, step back, look at what you got. Just like a farmer would. Just like a farmer would say, okay, after a spring and a summer of hard work, what is the yield? What have I created by autumn, and is it worth everything that I did? And this is a chance to either commit or pivot. That's what this is about. It's like, do I continue with what I've been working on for so long, or do I pivot to something new and start growing something new? And these are general readings, Cancer. So the truth is, you know. Is there still something for you? There, back there? Is there still something fruitful for you in what you've been creating? Or is something new calling you away? We can see more in your cards, or of course, you can always, wow. Jeez, okay, I didn't even get to introduce that one, but okay, Spirit. Okay. Well, that's very interesting, and it's another number 7. And sevens are about change. They are about making a shift. It's, wow. You're definitely leaving some stuff behind in June that you don't need anymore. And some of you are retreating from a situation like, fuck that, I'm out, and I'm dropping this, I cannot carry that shit anymore. And you're going to take what you need and you're going to leave. So for some of you, they're saying, don't worry and don't feel guilty or bad if you've had to leave some things behind, even if that's physical things, like I'm leaving these objects in this house, or I'm leaving this house, or I'm leaving this role, they just said for some of you. And it is hard, but your load will be lightened when you leave behind those things. And certainly they're saying none of you should carry things just for the sake of, like, I have this. You know what I mean? So that could be anything like, again, like they said, like your role or your title. Maybe you have this title and it's awesome, but you're like, I don't want this. I'm not this anymore. I don't feel this anymore, as, you know, prestigious or as, you know, desirable as it might sound to somebody else. I don't want to be married, or I don't want to be president, or I don't want to be this or that. I don't mean president. I'm not trying to bring politics into this, for God's sake. Lord. I mean, like, president of this company or creative director, like, oh, that sounds great to everybody, but I'm fucking done. Like, I do not feel like I have creative control, that kind of thing. Like, do not feel bad if you have to leave something behind, and don't carry it just because you feel like you should, or you worry about whether it will be replaced. If you don't want it, and the only thing keeping you holding on to it is, oh my God, what if I don't get something else? Then that's not a good enough reason. And also, in my experience, I've worked with a lot of people over a lot of years, and when people resist giving up something that they keep getting continuous feelings within themselves and messages from tarot that thing needs to go, it ends up being taken away. Better to give it up with, you know, some, again, like that feeling of power and that feeling of like, I'm taking responsibility and I'm deciding this is no longer for me. Better to do that than to like drag it out for 4 more months and then have it taken away. Have the other person make the decision, or whatever this is. Okay? Spirit just got super specific. Okay. So now let's look at what you're feeling. What's going on with you emotionally in June, Cancer? What are you feeling? What's in your heart in June? Wow. Same card, different deck. Love it, Cancer. That's just Spirit validating and affirming. You are the Queen of Cups. You are intuitive. You are compassionate. Be calm this month. Be willing to reflect. Hanged Man, Hermit, Queen of Cups. It's like an Empress even. It's like chill, chill, chill. You don't have to go, 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 do. Even this guy's like, pause, chill, let's look at it, let's assess. Assess, okay? Assess, keep your eyes on your own paper, look for those patterns, the world, it's all coming to you, Cancer. You just need to look at it. And you need to look at it without all these expectations and judgments, and then it will come through so clearly. Like, wow, 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 wow. Damn, I mean, Cancer, I would love to hear what this all, how this all shapes up for you in June, because I really feel like it's a kind of a crazy turning point for a lot of you. General readings, of course. Wow, okay. But I do feel like that. Okay, so without even looking at it, I will just tell you that this card is for what is activating you, what is energizing you. What do you need to know about your spirituality, creativity, your fiery aspect in June? Wow. Yup. Well, no wonder you need to like hang back and assess. And it's funny, I'm associating this completely. Notice how he's leaning on this. Of course, it's a tool. It's a hoe. I'm a child, so that makes me want to laugh just to say it. But he's leaning on this. And that's a wand if I ever saw one. That looks like a wand that has been hewn. You know what I'm saying? Your idea can be put to work. Your idea has legs. These are general readings, Cancer, and I'm not telling you to go quit your 9-to-5 and start your, you know, and just leap into your creative work with both feet and no net. But I am telling you that for a lot of you, I do feel that it's like walk away from the old job or the old way of making money or creating and try this new thing. Like this new thing is really inspiring you and exciting you, and I feel like it deserves your attention, Cancer. So whether that's your art or your business or a person, something that is sparking you deserves your attention and a little more. It's like rub your wands together and create a fire. Okay, Cancer, wow. I think June's going to be nuts, and in a good way. I do. I feel like you're going to receive, and you do a little bit of cutting, but you are going to learn so much, and I really feel like empowered is the word that keeps coming up. Empowered, empowered, empowered. You are definitely empowering yourself, which makes total sense. Believe Mars is in your sign. So now that I say that, I'm like, oh, Spirit always knows. Okay, Cancer, I hope this is helpful for you. I would love to hear how you feel about it, whether it's in the comments or if you want to find me on social media or book a reading. All that info is linked below. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a magical month and that I see you in July. Bye, Cancer.